Hi and welcome to this video where we've made a little bit more progress on this Peugeot EP6 engine. So we've removed the clutch pressure plate, the clutch and the flywheel. And we also removed the timing plate on the crankshaft. So that's what this video is about, and hopefully you'll find this of use if you need to change the clutch in your Peugeot EP6 or the Prince engine. So hope you enjoy, and as always, have a good weekend. So we'll start by removing the clutch pressure plate. So what we will need to do is lock the flywheel with a locking tool. I actually don't need to lock the flywheel on this engine because it's completely seized solid, because I think the piston has hit one of the valves. But anyway, we'll go with it, and we'll lock the flywheel as you should, like so. So there we are, so that's nicely locked. And then you should actually put on a face mask just in case the clutch contains asbestos, which it shouldn't, but just in case. So it's a Torx 40 here for these 6 screws, and I'm going to undo them in a cross diagonal manner, which is technically the way you should do it because it's a pressure plate. You can see the spring actually protruding now as I'm undoing those 6 screws. So they're all loose now. Just whip these screws out. One thing I nearly forgot, you should mark the pressure plate against the flywheel if you're going to be refitting it. So I nearly forgot to do that. This clutch is actually completely worn out, but if you were using the old one because it still had some life in it, you should mark that. Here we go. The clutch will just drop out on the floor if you're not careful. You might want to just try and hold that. So, as I said earlier, make sure you don't blow compressed air over any of this, on the assumption it may contain some asbestos, especially if your clutch came from some dubious sources that may still use asbestos. But there we are. So I'm just going to give this a clean down with some brake cleaner, or you could use some methylated spirits. So technically you should wash that all down and then dispose of the residue in an environmentally friendly manner, on the assumption that it may contain asbestos. So we'll just give this all a bit of a clean up. Like I say, I won't be putting this back together in reality because obviously I'm stripping this car completely apart. Okay, so let's check the wear on that clutch plate. So I believe there should be at least 1mm, and we've got nowhere near that. This is actually quite difficult to measure. We've got 0.22mm, and this is on the gearbox side, which is the side you should measure. The photo there showing you there's literally nothing left on this clutch plate. So yeah, so this is the gearbox side because you've got the springs protruding. And we actually get a measurement there of 0.10 on another rivet. So if we flip it over, I think the reason you do it on the gearbox side is the flywheel side probably doesn't wear quite as much. So we'll probably get a higher measurement here, and we do. We get 0.53, so it looks a little bit better on the flywheel side, which is why you measure on the gearbox side. Okay then, so we'll now crack on and remove the flywheel. Now note, you must use new bolts if you replace this flywheel. So it's a 16mm socket for the 6 screws, and again I'm just undoing them in a cross diagonal manner and only undoing them partially, sort of like a quarter turn each, just gradually unwinding it. This obviously isn't under spring tension or anything, but just keeping it accurate for when you come to refit it. Okay, so they're loose now, so we can whiz all these out. So just remember, the flywheel is quite heavy, unless you've got a specially lightened one. This definitely isn't one of those. So there is some white thread lock on there, because the new bolts would also need to have thread lock on as well. Okay, I'll just remove that clamp there, and then we can take the last one out. So there is a dowel there, a locating dowel on the flywheel, so it can only go back on in one place. So I weighed this and it's about 7.5 kilograms. And there we are. If we look at the back, we can actually see the hole for the timing pin when you're actually doing the timing of the engine. And we've also got here a crankshaft timing plate. So I've never seen one of these before, so I was quite surprised to see something hiding behind the flywheel. So there we go, that's a timing belt. Timing belt. That's for the timing belt, but it's actually a timing chain on this engine. So just checking there to see if there's any oil come out, and there isn't. So okay, let's have a look at the clutch alignment tool now, because we'll need this when we come to put the clutch back in. So that's a nice tight fit. So that's going into the crankshaft. So I'll measure that. So that is 15.93 millimeters in diameter. And then for the clutch, it's 17.96 millimeters. So if you've got a universal tool, that's the sort of measurements you're looking at to realign the clutch when you tighten that pressure plate back onto it. So just confirm that fits in there nicely, which it does. Give it a little spin there. Yeah. Okay, so that's the tool that I use for refitting. Okay, so now to refit the top dead center timing plate. That obviously simply pushes back on, but you must make sure you don't bend any of those prongs, because that will obviously affect your timing. Get some nice error codes come up then. So we pop that in, and now we can just refit the flywheel with the new bolts. Obviously I'm not using new bolts because I'm taking this engine apart, but you would need to use new bolts. So pop it on there on the dowel, and then you'd put your new bolts in with a bit of thread lock on. They probably come with some of that pre sort of thread lock you can get. If not, you obviously need to add some thread lock. So again, I'm going to just tighten this very loosely at first in a cross diagonal manner, and then it's a 3-stage tightening process. So I'll lock the flywheel. There we are. And then we get the torque wrench. So it's 8 Newton meters for stage 1. So that's basically just making sure the bolts are actually in there. Like so. Then we can move on to stage 2, which is 30 Newton meters. There we go. And again, do that in your cross diagonal manner. And then we've got stage 3, which is a angular tightening of 90 degrees. So I'm actually faking this because I'm not actually going to be using this engine, but just so that you get the technical details there, it is 90 degrees, like so. Okay then, so that should be the flywheel bolted on correctly. We can now go on to refitting the clutch and the spring pressure plate. So as I'm refitting the old one, I would obviously need to mark or note the markings on the pressure plate against the flywheel, like so. So we can just, so it's the protruding side is outermost for the gearbox. So those protruding springs must face the gearbox, like so. And then we can offer up the pressure plates, line it all up. There we are. And then we need to use our alignment tool. So that's obviously going to push straight into the crankshaft, and then we just got to force this bit into the actual clutch, which will raise the clutch and centralise that disc. So hopefully you could get the gearbox back on, otherwise you'd have some real problems trying to refit that. So we'll pop these 6 pressure plate screws back in. Again, I'm doing that in a cross diagonal manner. And these aren't tightened up very tight. It's only 20 Newton meters. So again, I'm just still tightening up bit by bit. You can see the spring start to move on the right hand side there. As I start to tighten it, those sort of blades move inwards. There we go. So we're going to get the torque wrench now. So 20 Newton meters. And we just, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lastly number 6. And then we can remove the alignment tool like so, and that should all be aligned, ready for the gearbox just to slide back on. And then we just quickly take the flywheel locking tool off. This is a universal tool. I'll leave a link to that in the description. There we are. So here's some torque and other information that you may need. And as always, here's some reference photographs that you can pause to view for longer. Okay, so you've been watching how to replace the clutch on a Peugeot EP6 engine. And thank you for watching and supporting my channel. And please like and subscribe. And this video was filmed by me and edited by me, Mark Savage, in November 2023. And I can also be found on Instagram, Facebook and X as Coats and Gators.